And welcome to the What the Hell Everything podcast. My name is Smitty, and it is, I would say, a pleasure to be here with you. It is a pleasure to be here with you, but the things we're going to talk about on today's show are things that I feel are so overdue, things that have been in my head for a really long time, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I've always been the type of person that's going to say something when things seem to be completely effed. To the point that they're almost beyond repair, I don't know. And I've alluded to I hate to even say political, but social leanings in the past. I bring it up every once in a while, even on the radio, as ill-advised as it could be, because you lose listeners when you talk about that kind of stuff. I would hit on it once in a while and made it known to a point. And with the things that are going on right now, you see social media flooded with, you name it, on whatever particular side of whatever particular aisle. It's so overwhelming with all of the information coming across. Hopefully, most of it is reliable. Hopefully, most of what you're looking at is reliable information. And just getting to the point where, I think about posting stuff on socials, how effective is sharing memes? How effective is posting numbers? How effective is posting statistics and evidence by what seems to be going on before somebody is going to change their fucking mind? How do you change minds? How do you get across to people? And I feel like it is possible to get across to people. That's what I'm hoping in this fucking world. But man, oh man, I can't even begin to tell you how much I dislike Donald Trump and have my entire life. I remember growing up, and I think it's important to kind of talk about where I came from as far as like political leanings. I wasn't raised religious. In small ass town, northern fucking Michigan, on a dirt ass road around a bunch of religious people. And again, was not raised religious. I was raised to make decisions for myself and to be a critical thinker. That was what was promoted. And those are the sorts of viewpoints that I gravitated towards growing up. George Carlin was a huge influence on me, just to kind of point out hypocrisies and say, what the fuck is going on around here? And there was always something about Donald Trump. I would see that motherfucker on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. And I just remember thinking, I don't know, how old must I have been at that point? 10, 11, maybe 12? And I just remember thinking, that guy seems like a giant piece of shit. I'm really trying to grasp in my head the people that I grew up around in the same dirt ass poor community can see somebody openly treating poor people like fucking shit, and even still to this day, still talk shit about poor people and with not his stature or whatever, you fucking name it, and say, that's the guy I want to vote for. It's like, what have we come to? I, again, didn't grow up religious, but I did grow up in a super white community where, again, not religious, and my mother was very Democrat, very liberal, very women's rights, very pro-women, very strong woman. And I was thankfully raised with some sort of feminism in my life that I could see the misogyny for what it was for, mostly growing up. So I have these things going for me. But I still grew up around a bunch of white fucking racists. And that's really the only way to put it. Not everybody, mind you, but you see enough. You grow up around enough white people, you're going to get enough people that are going to say racist shit throughout their life, as if it is just an everyday sort of occurrence. They think you're white, and they think you agree with them, and all the time you grow up with that shit. So ultimately, that mindset seeps its way in, and growing up, the older I got, the more sort of right leaning I got, is the best way to put it. But what kind of got me, I was kind of very pro NRA into my late teens. I was getting into fucking NASCAR and country music. Don't ask me how that happened. It was a very brief moment around the age of 18 when I was getting into NASCAR and country music. But I was going to Ted Nugent fucking concerts who was shooting off 50K. I was going, fuck you, Janet Reno. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I went into the Army and actually spent time. I feel like that helped. Actually spent time with people of other cultures. Mexican dudes, black dudes who became best friends like family. And got to, as stupid as it fucking sounds, you grow up with all of this white bread racist fucking bullshit that people are spewing, even though in your own house, it's not there. It's always still there when you grow up with that bullshit. You grow up with it all your life, surrounded by it. And, I remember saying the N-word in front of a black coworker of mine before I went in the Army. And it was complete accident. But it was so because I'd grown up listening to fucking hip hop and all that shit's in your head because it's pop culture too. The flippancy with which I said it, like, with the A, not the hard ER, but with the A, yo, and like that. And it was a total impulse situation where I said it. And I couldn't fucking believe I said it because I'd never said that in my daily life. Because again, I grew up with that saying that's wrong. But there's always that thing in your head where because you grow up with that shit surrounded by it, even though it's not in your household, you still have all those things in your head. Again, when I said the N-word, and I said, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. I don't even know where that came from, but I know where it came from. So I basically grew up knowing I was this far away from probably being a racist too. And living with black dudes and, again, Mexican dudes and interacting them on a daily basis like family. Thankfully, I don't want to say it changed my way of thinking because I already had that way of thinking, but helped it seep in that when we say things like, they don't want to work. Who the fuck is they? You know what I mean? They're lazy. They don't do this. Who the fuck is they? That helped to seep that in. So when I inherently now hear that term they or things like that, it hits way harder. And I've distanced myself from that way of thinking. And the thing that got me out of that whole phase of my life where I was going completely right wing was, believe it or not, it was, what was it? September 11th. I'd freshly out of the Army on September 11th by about a year and a half or so, close to 2 years. And as soon as those planes hit those fucking towers, I was like, all right, we're gonna suit back up. And I was about to be married at the time, and my soon-to-be wife, who's now my ex-wife, said, no, you're not. And we had a big fight about that, and that didn't happen. But I wanted to fight, man. And I was, believe it or not, talk radio got me out of that because I quickly, growing up not religious and always doubting it, and tried to accept it in some way, shape, or form a couple different times. And I was just always like, this is not right. I was always like, this is just doesn't make any fucking sense, you guys. And the more I realized that the I hate to even put it in sides because, again, these are the people that I live around. These are the people that I have grown up with my whole life. And again, as much as I know there's a lot of racism, I know there's a lot of great fucking people. And then I heard talk radio after 9/11. I was a fucking junkie for it, man. I was saying, who do I have to kill? And just mainlining that who do we blame kind of thing, you know? What are we going to do? But quickly realized, maybe not quickly, I would say over the course of a year of hearing fucking Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity, and I was just like, I can't take this anymore. I kind of see what you're doing. I see that you are just, I was not a Fox News viewer, thankfully, but again, trying to hear anything about 9/11, listening to talk radio and working every day doing concrete. And I was just like, this is bullshit. Quickly realizing how intrinsic religion is in that whole way of thinking anymore, and how much it fueled it, and how much it controlled it, and how much it wants to control everything. It is so offensive to me on a basic fucking level. I can't even begin to, I guess I am beginning to express it, but I have so many things that I got to say. So again, I grew up, I would say, a hair from being a racist, you know? Maybe. And I'm still thankful that I have continued and only grown my dislike for religion and distanced my way of thinking from a lot of my fucking community because I think it is so damaging to everybody and to everything. And to see it so clearly being thrust upon us again, and to so transparently be like the guise with which all of the people that are committing complete fuckery right now in the United States government, the guise of that it's, for the betterment of Christianity in some way, shape, or form, I mean, Trump might as well be Jesus to these people. They might as well. Like, I had a Halloween costume from a few years ago. Now, I had originally wanted to do it when Obama was president, but I didn't do it. Which I ended up doing with Trump was president, but I wanted to be like modern day Jesus, where I had a wig on and the fucking crown of thorns and some stigmata marks on the head. It's completely offensive, mind you, but I'm like, I want to do it. With like fucking, Jesus would be a total hippie, right? So, with flip-flops on and shorts, and a t-shirt that says, what would Obama do? Because I know that would make people outraged. But I did do it for Halloween when Trump was president because, man, this would be just fantastic to wear to my friend's Halloween party where I know there's a lot of conservative folk there. And that's okay. Again, friends, I could be friends with people that think differently than me. But I'm like, I'm wearing this fucking thing. I did it. And nobody really said anything. And because I think people were trying to ask themselves, what did I mean when I said, what would Trump do as Jesus? But again, under the guise of Christianity, because from everything I know about Christianity, from everything I've read, and I have read quite a bit, everything they're doing is about as anti-Christian as you can get. It's really quite entertaining just how they're spinning these things. It is fucking a marvel to behold, to be quite honest. Just the way, the Trump sort of like playbook is just putting his dick in people's faces and just like fucking do something about it. He's the ultimate bully that should have got the fucking shit kicked out of him enough times where he just didn't get up again until he learned to be a little bit humble. You know, he's the ultimate bully. And his foreign policy especially is just, we're going to put our fucking dick in your face and you're not going to do shit about it, and completely ruining our good standing. Or look, I am not one of those fucking people that thinks that the United States does everything great and doesn't commit atrocities and all of these things all over the world. All right, the United States has done a lot of horrible shit, but as a model of what people could aspire to be, United States still is the fucking model. And everybody, because I do follow a lot of European stuff, man, going to Ireland, making friends with Irish people, and they're looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing over there? You know, it is something to behold. It is a marvel with what they're doing. Like, if I were to ask you, that's the proverbial you listening right now, what do you want in a leader? And I'm going to use Dan Campbell as an example here because I think he's a great leader. And by all accounts, he is one of the best leaders that has ever existed in football history. What is a good example of a leader? Somebody who shows strength. You have to show strength. But not like the strength that I think that some people might be thinking of. Strength, intelligence, empathy, humility on occasion, all things, especially strength, that Donald Trump does not possess, because it's a different kind of strength than what you're talking about. Again, the shove your dick in your face foreign policy, or the grab him by the pussy foreign policy, whatever you want to fucking call it. It is the opposite of strength. It is so fucking cowardly, because here's how I describe what I feel is the best about the United States, or what it could be. Where people came to get away from horrible places like Ireland, or you name the countries that have had horrible things happen to them and had people flee looking for a place where they won't get brutalized and marginalized. And the beacon of freedom that the United States represents to so many people, even though I know the United States has committed a lot of fucking atrocities. But that's what the United States stand for. And if you can't live by those principles when things get hard, that is cowardly as fuck. Empathy, I mean, come on. Humility, never for one fucking second of his life. And then intelligence. He has to be one of the dumbest sounding people that I've ever listened to in my entire life. I don't know if it was a true meme or not. I don't know if this is true, but it said his IQ was something like, I don't know, lower than Forrest Gump's. Something like that. Because clearly Forrest Gump is smarter than Donald Trump. I mean, clearly. I was going to use the Dan Campbell analogy, but I think I lost that. But just like you follow Detroit Lions football, you got to ask yourself, who would you want to lead you, Dan Campbell or Donald Trump? Dan Campbell every day of the fucking week, twice on Sundays, and never for once Donald Trump. That is the one dude that I'm just like, I will never, ever vote for. And seriously, man, I am so glad I am where I'm at. You know, my stance in life. Because if this was 20 years ago, maybe right around 9/11, if Donald Trump was the president around 9/11 and there was an assassination attempt, and he got up and with his bloody fucking ear and said, "Fight!" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" And I'd be down with Donald Trump probably. So I am so glad that I am not because I saw that and I'm like, oh boy, anybody on the fence is going to be all over this dude now. He's going to win by a fucking landslide. And it wasn't a landslide, but it was pretty fucking convincing and disappointing. You know? Uh, again, every sort of characteristic that you can think of that you want in a leader is not that fucking guy. And everybody that has in his past administrations have said he is not that fucking guy. And they're all wrong. They're all dumb. They're all fucking blah, blah, blah. The same things that spew out over and over again. And then there's Elon Musk, which I have to tell you, I was wrong about 100%. I remember posting a video and I was thinking about it today, knowing I was going to talk about this. And I was defending Elon Musk to a certain extent where and it very well could have been naive, man. You know, I don't, historically, my mind is, well, Elon Musk is helping my mind change. But I wasn't like down on billionaires at that much. I am not a fan of wealth disparity at all, inequality at all. Grew up poor my whole life. The system's fucked. The system is damn near rigged. But I saw Elon Musk as an innovator. And, you know, I've said many times, I'm a big fan of going to space. I'm not a big fan of that guy going to space anymore. Yeah, it was cool for a minute. But when you consistently and very rapidly, I might say over the past couple of years, because I posted that video around 2021 or something like that, he has quickly just went, I'm absolutely crazy and I'm absolutely racist. I said I'm talking about Elon Musk in the third person, whatever the fucking person that is. Anyway, I thought of him as an innovator and somebody who kind of was down for the betterment of mankind. And, you know, you could put Joe Rogan in this category too, of who I was kind of wrong about. And I don't know if I was wrong about Joe Rogan at the time because I was inspired by Joe Rogan as just a podcaster and somebody who is creating a show of, you could just do whatever you want on the internet. It's fucking crazy inspiring. But I think Joe Rogan is a product of this, not so much Elon Musk, but there's a couple other people that I could throw in this list, like Tulsi Gabbard, who I was a fan of when she was on Joe Rogan. She seemed to be speaking intelligently and ripping apart the Democratic Party, which I was all about. You know, nobody really mentions the fact anymore that Bernie Sanders got fucked by the Clinton campaign and the DNC actively and had that shoved down our throat. And of course, people are going to be pissed off about it. It seemed like she was a reasonable person. It seemed like Joe Rogan was a reasonable person. But what I think happens when you have people that are bucking the establishment, in Tulsi Gabbard's case, the DNC, in Joe Rogan's case, bucking the COVID establishment at the time, when you get attacked by a certain side as being this, Tulsi Gabbard is a traitor, boom, 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 you get attacked for this. And Joe Rogan got attacked for the misinformation and the conspiracies, and he's right-wing and all these things, which I don't think he was before. But what I think happens is when you get attacked a lot of times, you tend to kind of gravitate towards that side, so to speak. We're like, and you start to have a lot more people from that side on your shit. You become known for that even more. And I don't know that was the case before with Joe Rogan. And I don't know Tulsi Gabbard. I was down for her. I was ready to fucking vote for her for president, man. But as soon as you align with somebody like Donald Trump, and I could see it going south with her anyway, Tulsi Gabbard, and you're just like, because I followed her on Twitter, and I'm not to say that I don't think she was religious before, but it just became filled with, oh, God, and God bless, and and praise Jesus. And I'm like, oh, boy, we're really sucking into that base, aren't we? We're really sucking up to that base. But Elon Musk, oh, boy, was I wrong about that guy. Elon Musk. Like, if you fucking do, and I saw him do the Heil Hitler salute, the Nazi salute, which it absolutely was. And you see that and you're like, oh, that looks like a Nazi salute. That guy couldn't be that stupid. Or is he that racist? And then you actually see it live and he does it like 3 times. And I'm pretty sure it was a Photoshop because, again, I said earlier in this podcast, hopefully what you're seeing is reliable information. But I saw this fucking picture of, I think it was Tesla's building. And it said Heil Tesla or Heil Musk or something like that with Elon on the side of the building. And I'm like, I don't think that's actually on the side of the building. But, man, what is happening right now with just I don't have it all written down in front of me, but the Department of Education, Bible, we all knew this was going to happen, facts came out about Project 2025, or that's not even the fucking, is it Project 2025? I think so. Blatantly sitting in your face, this is what we're going to do. And I saw people go, that's not really it. They're not going to do all that. Blah, 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 blah. They're fucking doing it, man. They're doing exactly what they said they were going to do. That first Trump presidency, nobody knew what the fuck was going on because Trump just went in there like a bull in a china shop. Nobody had any idea what to expect, and it was a catastrophe, fucking, of course. But then the second go around, there was so many people that are just ready, willing, and able to help him get in if he will help them fuck everything up and turn it into a complete nightmare, which is what it's becoming. The Department of Education, the DOGE thing that has just been fabricated out of thin fucking air and has given Elon Musk access to social security numbers and assuming doing some crazy cryptocurrency things with our fucking currency, which, hey, you guys voted for it. Tariffs on our fucking friends, trade wars with our allies, again, I have said that the North American Free Trade Agreement kind of fucked us over, but that doesn't mean that I am not a proponent of trade and goodwill. I think it should be way more global. I think it should benefit everybody. How do we benefit everybody and make our trade fully global and become an actual global world, which I am saying out loud I am down with, man. This is a rapidly growing, rapidly smaller world where people can get to places quicker. And the old way of thinking of foreign policy, dick face foreign policy. We'll just go with that. That shit doesn't work anymore, man. The internet exists. We can see things. I'm assuming at some point over the next year, some way, somehow, our access to a lot of internet shit is going to be blocked. They're going to executive order, Facebook is, you're seeing too many things. You can only see X, which I do believe is like an official fucking White House or government entity now. X? I don't know. Everything is crazy. Everything is fucked. Everything sucks. It's the only part of that Limp Bizkit song that I like. Everything is fucked and everybody sucks. Not everybody. I mean, there's quite a few people that suck, because again, everybody again is talking about the way Trump is. I can't believe he's doing this and blah, 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 blah. That's all the memes are. That's all the memes are right now is people freaking out. Kind of rightfully so right now. And the Democrats are saying the same old shit, man. And if you don't do something about this immediately and change your tactics and change who you're throwing out for everybody to just say, okay, I guess I'll vote for this person over this guy again, that shit doesn't work. If the Democrats don't get their shit together, then we're really fucked. It is for people that don't know their history. We're in for some real shit, man. I don't know how long it's going to last because, again, that way of thinking does not work anymore. People can see through it. People are uh, so much more, hopefully, so much more willing to fight it, you know? Which is one big reason why I wanted to do this podcast today, was because I have been so fucking complacent lately. Not complacent. I don't want to put it like that. I have been pretty silent about this stuff. Again, I have it in my head and I want to talk about it. I want to get it out there. And I just haven't done it, but I've felt complacent. And that's pissed me off more than anything. You know, the things that I love about this country or what it represents is what it represents again to the world, or to a lot of the world, which is we could be a beacon of like hope and freedom and all of these things. Give me your tired masses, you're hungry and you're poor. I know that there's, I know a lot of immigrants are coming in illegally, but if we made it a lot fucking easier for people to come in that probably wouldn't need to come in illegally. That's the point. Of course, we have to vet people to some extent to make sure they're not fucking criminals. But man, people want to take part in the experiment, man. So let's let them. And let's have an actual, democracy. That'd be fantastic. Because it's going away. And it's going away quick. Really fucking quick. And it's pretty disappointing. That'll be it for me today. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Again, I just felt like talking. Thanks for listening. And let's keep talking. Let's do some more in the future, shall we? Stay positive. I am positive. I'm pissed off, but I'm fucking positive, man. And, just keep on rolling. There's another Limp Bizkit thing I did. Fuck, keep on rolling. Get the fuck out of here, Smith.